On Paul Nolan.
Good evening everybody, Lord Mayor, councillors, ladies and gentlemen. I am a local from Port Kembla, where we soon may be all eradicated. In the event that the Port Kembla stack is demolished, it is full of layers and layers and layers, untold amount of tons of asbestos. When that asbestos becomes knocked, demolished, or partly or wholly, it converts to airborne asbestos. We breathe, we die. Mesothelioma, asbestosis. And the first to be affected are the kids, young children. Could you imagine seeing your own child crying and saying, "Goodbye, Mummy, goodbye, Daddy, see you in heaven"? The council have approved a known polluter, Port Kembla Copper. This company, which is owned by a Japanese multinational, between 2002 and 2003, by its own admission, closed its factories because it couldn't or wouldn't comply with the Environmental Protection Authority's decrees to keep the pollution rates down. Couldn't or wouldn't. And what happens? The council have given, plus I might add, the various departments of the State Planning Authority, they have given the right to this same polluter. Go for it, son. What's going to happen to us? I'll tell you this. Under the High Court of Australia's decree that all governments, whether they be federal, state or local governments, have a duty of care under common law to the people, all people under their jurisdiction. Whether I be alive or not when the time comes, there will be the biggest class action against all authorities, including this council, that may let this demolition happen. It should never be, it must never be. You talk about monitoring. There's only one way, there's only one solution and one cure for asbestosis and mesothelioma. Ask any doctor, and that is prevention is better than cure. Prevention. Put an injunction while you can, while there's time, to stop this terrible act of demolishing the stack chimney at Port Kembla and causing untold harm and damage to people and death, young and old, and also huge property devaluations. Who's going to buy a house that's affected by asbestos, airborne asbestos, asbestosis, etc.? You'll be signing your own death warrant. What's going to happen? Port Kembla will be an exclusion zone. Don't go there, you breathe the air, you die, son. I hope the council are brave enough to stand by the people. Thank you.
Any questions? Councillor
Yes,
Martin.
my Lord Mayor. Mr Nolan, thank you for your presentation. Have you raised your concerns with Port Kembla Copper? I have two questions. That's my first question.
I have not spoken to Port Kembla Copper. I have described their actions pretty well tonight, and I have no intention to speak to Port Kembla Copper because it's very simple. If there is a class action against Port Kembla Copper, they can just go insolvent, bankrupt, because the parent company,
Thank you.
as you would well
Mr.
know,
Nolan, Mr.
is
Nolan,
a Japanese
Mr. Nolan, thank you.
multinational.
Just thank you.
Mr. Nolan, are you aware that the asbestos rings inside the stack have actually been removed?
I didn't get that question properly. Do you mind speaking a bit louder, please?
Are you aware that the asbestos rings that were found inside the stack have actually been removed?
I have taken the trouble to get a civil engineer's preliminary report on the construction of the stack. The reason why it was built the way it was, most of you would know asbestos is a great insulator against heat, extreme heat. And there are layers and layers and layers of asbestos inlaid in that construction. For that very reason, there was extreme heat when it was going up that chimney.
Okay,
And
Mr.
I, unfortunately, do not believe that there's little bits here and little bits there.
Thanks, Mr. Nolan. That's fine. Thank you very much. Thank you.